kind of like that Priest was going with the U.S. title against Sammy, but once this feud is over, I don't know what you do with either guy. So I'm going to say Priest wins. Tag team match. Stephanie McHare and Tiffany Stratton, your women's champions, that are going to be going up against each other in Perth. They're tagging on SmackDown to go up against Kiana James and Julia. I'm going to say that the champions win this thing because this was just due to a run-in that they just chucked in there, and that's it. So it seems like this story for one night before they have their match. Or they could get, signals crossed and then they lose, but neither of them are going to eat a pin. So Kiana James is going to eat that pin, and you're probably going to have both of them standing tall, and they hold their belts up together against each other. So Stephanie and Tiffany, and then they're going to Perth, and that's where it's kind of interesting. U.S. Challenge. Now, you've had Carmelo Hayes. He has attempted a second time to get his open challenge match, and that was stopped by The Miz. That feels like they are going to do that match some point on SmackDown. Kind of think they could do Carmelo once again, but you're in Australia. The only name that I can see working for this is going to be Grayson Waller. He has been on a little bit and Raw with the New Day, but you can just slide over. It's Australia. They will do some kind of fun 10-minute match. I did like how he performed against Penta on Raw, and the Mexican Destroyer he took was awesome. So maybe they just kind of elevate Grayson Waller maybe a little bit. He can come out with a New Day. They can do a little bit of comedy stuff. But then ultimately you got Sami Zayn title. I don't think other Australian superstars right now that they could leverage. Well, in fact, you could tee it up if you wanted to do the Grayson Waller experience or segment that he had before. He hasn't done that in a long time. Maybe they want to bring him back in Australia. And he challenges Sami Zayn. Sami comes in and they do the match. Sami retains the U.S. title, though. And then the tag team titles. You got the Wyatts going up against the Street Profits. I'm going to say Street Profits. I'm trying to think. See, I don't really care about few stories, but is Dawkins and Montez going to break because of the only title? Is that really going to happen? What is the
no, what the fuck is this shit? Jimmy, no! Oh my god, bro. This shit.
Like they did this at the previous show, and they were on the same page for the first 30 seconds, and then everything was normal. So I don't know what influence is going to have in the story itself. The other option is you have Street Profits winning the tag titles, and I'm thinking that because you get a big, huge moment in Perth, to kind of, if that is going to end, you got a positive moment for that with the Profits winning. The live crowd loves the Street Profits. If they're on the same page, that could work. I kind of wonder too if they were tag team champions, like they won the tag titles, but they were still having issues and their heads as champions. That could be kind of fun. So I say that they do the Street Profits, but the thing with the Wyatts doesn't end yet. All right, unusual time. So the announced match. Those rumors. We got confirmations after Monday Night Raw. Roman Reigns going up against Bronson Reed once again, but this is going to be an Australian street fight.
Midweek rides shouldn't be so hard. It just got a lot easier. The truck route groups installs in under a minute. One person, no hassle. This thing is super lightweight. It holds 4 bikes. Or want to add another, you get 5 tilt, which means you can drop it down to open up your trunk or the truck rack is ready to ship.